Chapter 7. The 90-Day Transformation Playbook. You now understand the 5 core responsibilities that transform remote leadership effectiveness, but knowing what to do and actively implementing it are different challenges. This chapter provides your step-by-step roadmap for integrating all 5 responsibilities into a cohesive transformation over 90 days. The change has been incredible, Elena told Anna during their latest one-on-one. Remember when I was working weekends alone and wondering if I was cut out for this work? Now I understand exactly how my analysis contributes to client success, I have clear development goals, and I know you're actively supporting my growth. I actually look forward to our team meetings because I learn something valuable every time. Anna's manager had noticed too. Team performance metrics were up 31%. Client satisfaction had improved significantly, and the team's engagement scores showed dramatic improvements across all categories. Whatever transformation you've been through, document it, her manager had said. We need other managers to achieve similar results. The transformation hadn't happened overnight, but it had followed a methodical 90-day approach that integrated all 5 responsibilities in a logical, sustainable sequence. Anna realized that her journey could serve as a roadmap for other remote managers facing similar challenges. Pre-transformation assessment. Before beginning your transformation journey, you need a clear picture of your current state and readiness for change. This assessment phase is critical for setting realistic expectations and identifying areas where you'll see the most impact. Current state diagnostic. Relationship infrastructure audit. Anna started by honestly assessing her relationships with each team member. She rated each relationship 1 to 5 on trust, communication frequency, and mutual understanding. Elena scored a 2 because their interactions were purely task-focused. Bobby scored a 3 because he was responsive but never shared challenges proactively. David scored a 4 because of his natural communication style, but Anna realized she didn't know his career aspirations. Anyone scoring below 3 needs immediate attention in days 1 to 30. Team communication assessment. Anna documented her team's communication patterns by tracking interactions for 1 week. She discovered that team members rarely communicated directly with each other outside of required meetings. When problems arose, everyone escalated to her instead of collaborating. Information sharing was minimal, and people were making assumptions about priorities and context. Performance management review. Anna analyzed how she currently evaluated and guided performance. She realized 85% of her performance conversations focused on activities rather than outcomes. She was asking, "How are things going?" instead of, "What obstacles can I remove to help you achieve your goals?" Her team members could describe their tasks, but couldn't clearly explain how their work created business value. Development opportunity analysis. Anna assessed when each team member had last received a meaningful development opportunity. The results were sobering. Elena had received none. Bobby had training but no application opportunities. David had informal mentoring but no structured growth plan. Anna realized she was reactive about career development instead of proactive. Workload and well-being check. Anna evaluated the sustainability of her team's current performance. Sarah's late nights, Elena's weekend work, and Jordan's constant interruptions revealed that high performance was coming at an unsustainable cost. Anna wasn't monitoring capacity proactively, leading to hidden stress and potential burnout. Readiness evaluation. Research on digital leadership transformation shows that successful change requires both individual readiness and organizational support. TEM Journal, 2025. Organizations must prioritize leadership development programs that educate managers with the essential competencies to navigate the complexity of remote work, particularly as forecasts indicate that by 2030, remote work will comprise a significant portion of the global workforce, with some studies projecting it could be as high as 70%. TEM Journal, 2025. This transformation requires moving from conventional leadership theories to collaborative and distributed leadership models that are more appropriate for the complexities of the digital era. Anna evaluated her readiness across key dimensions. Time commitment. The transformation required reallocating how she spent her time. Anna prepared to dramatically reduce administrative work from 40% to just 10%, freeing up time to focus equally on individual relationships, 25%, team systems, 25%, and outcome management, 25%, plus dedicated capacity management, 15%. Stakeholder support. Anna's manager understood what she was trying to achieve and supported changes in her approach, especially during the 30 to 60-day period when new systems were being established, but results weren't yet fully visible. Resistance management. Anna prepared for some resistance, both from team members used to current patterns and from other managers who might question her new approaches. Baseline measurement setup. Anna established clear baseline measurements before beginning transformation. Relationship quality indicators, trust levels, communication frequency, proactive problem sharing. Team collaboration metrics, peer interaction frequency, knowledge sharing, collaborative problem solving. Performance management effectiveness, goal clarity, outcome achievement, autonomous decision making. Development system functionality, growth opportunity participation, skill development progress. Workload sustainability measures, capacity balance, stress levels, boundary maintenance. Days 1 to 30, foundation building. The first month focuses on establishing individual relationships and basic team communication systems. Anna learned that this foundation phase is critical. Everything else builds on the trust and safety created during these first 30 days. Week 1 to 2, building connections launch. Anna's primary focus: establishing genuine individual relationships with each team member through regular conversation and trust building. Key activities. Relationship infrastructure creation. Anna scheduled 60-minute relationship conversations with each team member, separate from work discussions. These weren't performance reviews or project updates. They were dedicated time to understand each person as an individual. With Elena, Anna discovered the anxiety driving her weekend work and her fears about competence. With Bobby, she learned about his passion for teaching and his hesitation about client communication. With David, she understood his overcommitment patterns, stemming from previous job insecurity. With Priya, she learned about her design background and how she was hiding her visual thinking to fit in. With Jordan, she discovered that his bluntness came from previous team experiences where his input was dismissed. With Sarah, she learned about perfectionist tendencies driven by imposter syndrome. Communication preference discovery. Anna learned how each person preferred to communicate. Elena needed detailed written context, but responded well to verbal encouragement. Bobby preferred written technical discussions, but needed verbal coaching for client skills. David thrived on real-time verbal brainstorming. Priya worked best with visual examples and collaborative feedback. Jordan valued direct, efficient communication with business context. Sarah needed time to process feedback before discussing it. Trust-building transparency. Anna began sharing more context about her decisions, challenges, and organizational dynamics. When Dataflow faced budget constraints, she explained the business reasoning and involved the team in creative problem-solving, rather than just announcing policy changes. Expected outcomes. By week 2, team members should feel more connected to Anna personally, understand her communication style, and begin bringing more honest feedback and concerns to her attention. Week 3 to 4, creating safety foundation. Anna's primary focus: designing team communication systems that encourage collaboration, knowledge sharing, and psychological safety. Key activities. Team communication audit. Anna documented current communication patterns and identified gaps. She discovered that people went to different places for help, mistakes were handled inconsistently, and information sharing was ad hoc rather than systematic. Multi-channel communication strategy. Anna worked with the team to establish clear communication Slack channels. #team-urgent for same-day issues. #team-questions for help within 24 hours. Email for project updates. Google Docs for collaborative planning. And #team-wins for celebrating successes. Mistake sharing culture launch. Anna introduced weekly Learning Fridays, where team members shared challenges they'd encountered and solutions they'd discovered. She modeled vulnerability by sharing her own management learning experiences and mistakes. Peer connection infrastructure. Anna created skill-sharing sessions where team members taught each other tools and techniques. Elena and Bobby started collaborating on analytical approaches. Priya and Sarah partnered on client presentation design. David and Jordan worked together on business technical translation. Expected outcomes. By week 4, team members should be communicating more frequently with each other, sharing challenges and solutions more openly, and feeling safer about admitting mistakes and asking for help. Days 31 to 60, system implementation. The second month focuses on implementing performance and development systems that leverage the trust and safety built in the first month. The experience showed that this phase is where the foundation starts paying dividends through improved outcomes and autonomous decision-making. Week 5 to 6, focusing on result system. Anna's primary focus, redesigning how she thought about and managed performance, shifting from activity monitoring to outcome enablement. Key activities. Outcome-based goal redesign. Anna worked with each team member to redefine their goals in terms of business outcomes rather than task completion. Bobby's goals shifted from complete machine learning models to deliver predictive insights that enable client operational improvements. Elena's goals changed from complete assigned analyses to provide data insights that help clients understand and improve their performance. Barrier identification process. Anna implemented targeted approaches for identifying and removing obstacles. She discovered that Bobby needed direct access to client data teams, Priya needed budget authority for design tools, Elena needed validation processes for complex analyses, David needed backup for client meetings, Jordan needed protected time for infrastructure work, and Sarah needed delegation authority for research tasks. Decision authority expansion. Anna identified decisions that people currently escalated unnecessarily. Elena could make methodology decisions for routine analyses, Bobby could choose technical approaches for models, David could handle routine client communications, Priya could make design decisions within brand guidelines, Jordan could implement technical improvements, and Sarah could coordinate project timelines. Context sharing systems. Anna established regular mechanisms for sharing strategic context. Weekly team updates included business priorities, client feedback, organizational changes, and decision-making frameworks that helped people make autonomous decisions. Expected outcomes. By week 6, performance conversations should focus more on results and impact, people should be making more decisions independently, and barriers to effectiveness should be identified and removed more quickly. Week 7 to 8, enabling growth integration. Anna's primary focus, creating systems for identifying development opportunities and supporting career growth for each team member. Key activities. Development opportunity scanning. Anna began identifying learning and growth opportunities across data flow. When she heard about client education initiatives, she thought of Bobby's teaching interests. When marketing needed data visualization support, she connected them with Priya. When cross-departmental analytics projects emerged, she advocated for Elena's involvement. Skills assessment and planning. Anna worked with each team member to assess current capabilities and create development plans. Bobby focused on business communication and client relationship skills. Elena developed strategic thinking and presentation capabilities. David built project leadership and delegation skills. Priya expanded her business strategy understanding. Jordan developed collaborative communication approaches. Sarah built advanced project management and team leadership skills. Cross-functional relationship building. Anna facilitated connections between her team members and people across the organization. She introduced Bobby to the VP of Sales for client communication mentoring, connected Elena with the Chief Strategy Officer for analytical thinking development, and arranged for David to collaborate with senior consultants on proposal development. Learning integration systems. Anna ensured that development activities connected to real work application. Bobby practiced client communication in actual client education sessions. Elena applied strategic frameworks to live client projects. David used project leadership skills on cross-functional initiatives. Expected outcomes. By week 8, each team member should have a clear development plan, be aware of upcoming opportunities, and be actively building skills and relationships that support their career growth. Days 61 to 90, optimization and sustainability. The final month focuses on workload management and system integration, ensuring that the new approaches are sustainable and continuously improving. Week 9 to 10, balancing workload system. Anna's primary focus, implementing proactive capacity management and workload balancing to ensure sustainable performance. Key activities. Capacity monitoring implementation. Anna established structured approaches for understanding true workload impact. Weekly capacity check-ins revealed that Elena was handling too many small requests, Jordan was being constantly interrupted for technical help, David was attending too many client meetings, and Sarah was perfectionism-driven overtime work. Workload redistribution protocols. Anna created clear processes for shifting work when imbalances appeared. She implemented rotation systems for handling quick requests, cross-training initiatives to reduce single points of failure, and collaboration partnerships that distributed challenging work more evenly. Boundary protection. Anna established and defended limits around work hours, availability expectations, and scope creep. She negotiated realistic timelines with clients, protected focused work time, and created recovery periods after intense projects. Stress and well-being tracking. Anna learned to recognize early stress indicators and intervene proactively. When she noticed warning signs, she adjusted workloads, provided additional support, and facilitated stress management resources. Expected outcomes by week 10. Workload should be distributed more evenly, stress levels should be manageable, and sustainable performance patterns should be established. Week 11 to 12. Integration and mastery. Anna's primary focus: optimizing the integrated system and planning for long-term sustainability. Key activities. System optimization. Anna refined the integrated approach based on what worked best for her specific team. Some communication protocols needed adjustment, some workload distribution approaches required fine-tuning, and some development opportunities needed better timing. Long-term sustainability planning. Anna created systems for maintaining the transformation over time. Monthly team health checks, quarterly relationship assessments, ongoing barrier identification, continuous development opportunity scanning, and proactive capacity management became regular practices. Success measurement and celebration. Anna documented the transformation results and celebrated the team's progress. Performance metrics, engagement scores, client feedback, and team member development all showed significant improvement. Expected outcomes by week 12. The integrated system should be operating smoothly, team members should be thriving individually and collectively, and sustainable excellence should be the new normal. Transformation support tools. Implementation challenges and solutions. Anna encountered several common challenges during her transformation journey. Challenge: I don't have time for all this relationship building. Solution: Anna discovered that time invested in relationships actually reduced time spent on problem solving and rework later. Better relationships led to earlier problem identification and faster resolution. Challenge: my team resists more frequent communication. Solution: Anna began with listening rather than talking. She asked questions about their challenges and preferences before implementing new communication structures. Challenge: I'm not seeing immediate performance improvements. Solution: Anna focused on leading indicators, relationship quality, communication frequency, goal clarity, rather than lagging indicators, productivity metrics, during the first 60 days. Challenge: other managers question my new approaches. Solution: Anna documented her results and was prepared to explain the research foundation for her methods. She focused on outcomes rather than defending specific techniques. Challenge: some competencies feel more natural than others. Solution: Anna started with her strengths but didn't neglect development areas. She sought mentoring support for competencies that felt most challenging. Measuring long-term success. Leadership development programs with structured measurement and continuous improvement show better long-term retention of new behaviors compared to those that don't track progress. Anna learned that transformation isn't a one-time event, it's an ongoing process requiring regular measurement and adjustment. Anna's quarterly assessment areas: relationship infrastructure, trust levels, communication quality, individual satisfaction with management relationships, team collaboration, peer interaction frequency, knowledge sharing effectiveness, collaborative problem-solving capabilities, performance management, goal clarity, outcome achievement, autonomous decision-making quality, development systems, growth opportunity participation, skill development progress, career advancement, workload sustainability, capacity balance, stress management, boundary maintenance. Beyond 90 days, Anna planned for continuous development through advanced skill building, peer learning with other managers, and organizational integration of her improved management approach. The 90-day transformation was just the beginning. Anna's real goal became developing management competencies that continued to evolve and improve throughout her career, creating sustainable excellence for both herself and her team. Things to try. Quick wins this week. Relationship assessment. Rate your current relationship quality with each team member on a 1 to 5 scale. Anyone below 3 needs immediate attention. Communication pattern audit. Track team communication for 1 week to identify gaps in peer interaction and information sharing. Goal translation. Take one team member's current goals and rewrite them in terms of business outcomes rather than activities. 30-day experiments. Foundation launch. Implement the week 1 to 4 approach from Anna's journey, focusing on relationship building and basic team communication systems. Stakeholder buy-in. Brief your manager and team about your transformation approach and secure their support for implementing new management practices over the next 90 days. Practice integration. Begin practicing one competency at a time for 2 weeks each, focusing on building habits before moving to the next responsibility. System changes. Next 90 days. Integrated competency development. Follow Anna's structured 90-day approach, implementing the 5 responsibilities in sequence while building on each previous foundation. Implementation momentum. Create weekly check-ins to assess progress through the 90-day journey and adjust your implementation approach based on team response and early results. What not to do. Common mistakes. Don't try to implement all 5 responsibilities simultaneously. Build systematically. Don't expect immediate performance improvements. Focus on leading indicators first. Don't skip the relationship foundation. Everything else depends on trust and communication. Don't ignore workload. Sustainability transformation requires sustainable energy. Warning signs. Team members seem overwhelmed by new approaches rather than energized. Other managers express concern about your methods without seeing your results. You're working longer hours trying to do everything instead of working more strategically. Team performance gets worse before it gets better for more than 60 days. Course corrections. If the pace feels too fast, slow down and focus on one competency at a time. If resistance is high, increase listening and decrease new implementations. If you're burning out, reassess your time allocation and ask for support. End of chapter. Note: the 90-day transformation playbook includes detailed week-by-week implementation templates, assessment tools, and tracking systems. I've made them available as downloadable fillable templates at unlocked.click.